Friday for the Hindu Paksh, both on the Krishna Janmabhoomi side and also as far as the Shringar Gauri case. A Varanasi court has allowed a scientific survey of the Gyanvapi Parisar or premises apart from the wazukhana area. The court was hearing a petition seeking a scientific survey including carbon dating to determine the age of the shivling which was believed to have been found at the Gyanvapi Mosque. Actually, no. What happened is it's about the Shringar Gauri case. This aspect is because of the Shringar Gauri case. In the Shringar Gauri case, the western wall and also the area around it, they wanted to prove the age of that wall to show that it dates from before the time of Aurangzeb, and that's why the Hindus have the right to go ahead and worship Ma Shringar Gauri. The wazukhana separated already by the Honorable Supreme Court as a separate area, and that's why that matter is different. That's why it's not part of this. Here is the detailed order, the 7-page order, and the final report to be submitted by the 4th of August. Let's go straight across to Vishnu Shankar Jain and Hari Shankar Jain ji joining us at this point. Key petitioners who have been there. Namaste and thank you very much for joining us again. I know we spoke earlier, but that time the order copy was not out. On short notice, thank you for joining us live again. The order copy is far more detailed than what your counsel seem to have advised you, Vishnu Shankar Jain. Because the court has actually told the director of ASI to undertake scientific investigation, excavation in the property in question, plot number 9130, directed to conduct scientific investigation by GPR survey, excavation, dating method and other modern techniques of the present structure to find out whether same has been constructed over a pre-existing structure or Hindu temple. Also conduct scientific investigation in light of the averment made in this application after associating the plaintiffs, defendants and their respective counsels. Everything seems to have been detailed to the T, Vishnu Shankar Jain, point by point across from A to K, and finally says the director will ensure that there should be no damage to the structures and that are standing there in this entire area, disputed area, and they have said 4th of August to put up on the 4th of August 2023 for further proceedings. Your thoughts as we have the order copy in our hand. Yes, Vishnuji.
Yes. See, the order is very clear, and whatever we had asked in our application has been completely allowed. And the application is very, very logical, as I was telling you earlier also, that if someone is saying that the western wall needs to be investigated, how will it be done? How will we prove that western wall is a old temple structure? Can it be proved by a way of a oral evidence? I asked a question to myself. If we are saying that beneath these 3 central domes, Hindu Mandir Shikhar is there, how will we prove it? By way of oral evidence. If we are saying that beneath these central domes there are sealed areas where there are many more artifacts and many more areas of historical importance and shivling and other objects of worship, how will we prove it, whether by way of oral evidence? If we are asking and if we are saying that in Vyasji's cellar we were doing puja till November 1993 and there are still many artifacts and idols and temples and signs of Hindu temple, how will we prove it? Therefore, this order of ASI is very, very important, and in cases like this, the Supreme Court in Ismail Farooqi judgment 1994 Supreme Court page 360 para 151 has held that these kind of matters can be solved by an expert body like ASI. Apart from that, in Ram Mandir case judgment also 2021 SCC page 1, the Supreme Court in para 658 has said that these kind of matters can be solved by in this country where this kind of disputes given by an ASI. Therefore, we are asking for an ASI survey. What will be the report of the ASI? When the director of the ASI and the other experts of the ASI will join and do the spot inspection and will do this survey, then they will submit a report before the Honorable Court. That report also will be subject to further scrutiny by virtue of Order 26 Rule 10. So the point in issue is this, that we need a survey of the entire to ascertain the truth and the fact of Gyanvapi, because the fact of the matter is that they are still in. Let me tell you, Anand, that the commission which we did on 6th and 7th of May, as well as on 14th, 15th and 16th of May, only reveals 20% of the truth. The rest 80% truth will come when ASI survey will happen. And the bone of contention and the moot point for argument is this, that whether this structure was constructed by Aurangzeb or this structure is pre-existing Aurangzeb. And this finding and this observation and this investigation can only be done by an ASI. Therefore, within 15 days, we have to conduct this exercise and submit a report before the Honorable Court. And I am hopeful that the ASI will start its work from tomorrow onwards.
Harishankar ji, if I may bring in Harishankar ji, Vishnu, Harishankar ji, earlier when we were talking, you said 3 से 6 महीने लगेंगे इसको complete करने में. Court ने कहा 15 दिन में पूरा करो. They have said by 4th August submit the report. Is it possible?
I think that it will take some time, but if ASI starts functioning and takes pains and interest, certainly it will be completed within a month or 2. Not 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, no. It will be completed within a month or 2. And it should start first its work, take a preliminary survey, what they are going to do, and then they start the actual working. And they are pinpoint. Court has pinpoint what ASI is required to do. That is Western Wall, the plinth area, the under the dome, beneath the dome, whatever is to be there. The court has pointed out. And there should be videography, there will be photography. Nobody can say that this is not the correct position of the fact or existing spot. So after SI investigation, I think truth will come out, and we will be able to prove that there are a number of signs of Hindu temple where god and goddesses were being worshipped by Hindu devotees, and shivling, the Jyotirling beneath the dome, and several other shivlings will come out. I am assured that I will be able to prove that is the place having the religious character of a Hindu temple.
So if the religious character is of a Hindu temple, then the places of 1990 Worship Act 1991 technically should not apply if the wording of the act
that
is...
is gone. That is already gone. And now I am assured one thing more.
Ji.
Within 6, 7, 8 months, we will be able to start construction of new temple. There will be a new temple, like Ajodhya. This so-called mosque will go.
Well,
it has to be demolished.
But the fact, well, that is what the Hindu Paksh is. That is what the Hindu Paksh has been fighting for. But the Muslim side has very clearly said that they are going to challenge this in a higher court of law.
Years.
They are going to challenge.
We are fighting.
Yeah, they are going to go to a higher court of law, Vishnu Jain. But one interesting part in this order is the wazukhana exempt, because it is not explicitly said anywhere in the order. Correct me if I am wrong. What the order actually says is the director of ASI is also directed to conduct ground penetrating radar beneath the western wall, conduct excavation if required, and then he says the next point number G, directed to conduct ground penetrating radar survey beneath the ground of all the cellars and conduct excavation if required. And artifacts found in the building specifying their content, carry out scientific investigation, dating exercise to find the nature and age of such artifacts, dating exercise of the pillars and plinth of the building to find out age and construction, excavation wherever required, dating exercise, scientific methods determining age and nature of construction existing at the site in question. Nowhere in these 10 to 12 points is wazukhana being exempt being mentioned here. So how would you infer this? Does this mean all of the Gyanvapi Parisar?
Para A.
Para A. Para A.
Anand, with greatest of respect,
Ji.
Para A of the operative portion.
Okay.
The director of the ASI is directed to undertake scientific investigation survey at the property in question, excluding the area sealed by the Honorable Supreme Court by order dated so and so.
Okay.
So specific, yes.
So that's where the wazukhana is exempt.
In Para A itself it is mentioned, yes, wazukhana has been exempted, but apart from wazukhana, the rest of the area will be excavated. And I must not call it a wazukhana also. It's a sealed area by the Supreme Court.
The sealed area.
Where our shivling is standing. And one day we'll prove to hilt before the Supreme Court. One day we'll prove to hilt before the Supreme Court that in sealed area also ASI survey is required. The matter is drawing attention of the Supreme Court. The next date of hearing before the Supreme Court is on 29th of August. We have asked for ASI survey of the Vazu area. The Honorable Allahabad High Court has passed an order on 12th of May after a 52-page report by the ASI.
Yes.
So one day will come, Anand. I am telling it on your channel that one day will come when whether it's a shivling or a fountain will be determined by an ASI.
One would say,
and the
one
Supreme
would say
Court
the
is
logic
having a
is.
closer scrutiny at the order of the
One would say the logic is
Yes.
that if there is the ASI has been directed to conduct a survey on all of the Parisar, shouldn't there be a move to the Supreme Court to say that please allow the sealed area also to be surveyed at the same exercise so that you don't have to do it all over again? Hari Shankar ji.
See, definitely.
That is
See,
already involved in the earlier petition, which is pending and it is coming up on 29th August. That is separate. This is a separate issue.
Okay.
Both are separate.
Both are separate
We are
issues.
making it separate. Yes, we are making it separate. And this order has to be implemented.
So this order has to be implemented. My question is that if there is a survey which is happening, then shouldn't
Yes.
there be an attempt to combine it all together? But the Muslim Paksh believes that this is wrong. This order is wide their rights. Will you be able to will it stand the test of scrutiny if they move a higher court for a stay, say the Allahabad High Court or even the Supreme Court, Vishnu Jain? Because that's going to happen. Because the ASI has to start work tomorrow itself if they're going to submit a report by the 4th of August.
Yes, definitely. We feel that the ASI must start its work at the earliest, and if they approach the Honorable Supreme Court or the Allahabad High Court, we'll contest the case to the best of our ability. We'll file caveat before the Honorable Supreme Court and Allahabad High Court, and this is not a direction which can be stayed, because the Honorable Supreme Court on 20th of May had directed the trial court to conduct the trial. Anand, I ask a question to myself. How will we conduct the trial without an ASI opinion? What will we do in the trial? How will we prove this case by way of oral evidence? And can this case be proved by way of oral evidence alone? Or by way of documentary evidence alone? Without inspecting the site? Without having a spot survey of the site by an expert body like an ASI? See, the survey of ASI, I must ask a question with utmost sense of responsibility. What is the harm if the ASI survey is done? The direction of the court is very clear that there will be no damage to the structure.
Right.
So what is the harm? ASI report, how are you assuming, or I am assuming, or anyone is assuming,
nobody is assuming
that what will be the report of the ASI? ASI can give a report. ASI can give a report that no, Vishnu Shankar Jain and Hari Shankar Jain are wrong. This structure is built by Aurangzeb. Or
Correct.
ASI can give a report that no, this structure is prior to Aurangzeb.
Right.
So these are all matters of investigation by ASI. So we are asking for expert opinion. So I think no one should shy away from this expert investigation and expert opinion. The court has power under section 45 of Indian Evidence Act to call for expert opinion. Under order 26 rule 10 of the CPC, there is provision for scientific investigation.
But then why is the Muslim Paksh against a scientific
Anand,
investigation? Because it is going to disrupt their prayer
See,
and their
Muslim
movement
Paksh-
at the Gyanvapi Parisar. So is there a way around that?
No, not at all. See, Anand, the fact of the matter is earlier when Advocate Commission survey was done, it was done from 8 a.m. to 12
Noon.
to 8 a.m. to 12, so that the namaz is not stopped and the survey can be done. And they objected to Advocate Commission survey also. So the ASI after coordination with the district administration will fix a time so that the namaz is not disrupted and this survey exercise can be conducted. See, this survey is very, very important because the fact of the matter is that there are certain very, very crucial things which have to be proved by us as a lawyer before the honorable court, and the question is that how will we prove it? I am asking this question. How will we prove that western wall is a ruin of a Hindu temple? Can it be done by way of oral evidence? It
So
can
now-
only be done by way of an expert body like an ASI. And therefore this order has been passed. There is no infirmity in this order. The trial court has exercised its powers under section 45 of Indian Evidence Act, read with order 26 rule 10A. So I am hopeful that the Honorable High Court will not interfere with this order. And if they will interfere, then we will prove our case before the Honorable High Court
Right.
as well as the Honorable Supreme Court. We are not in a hurry. If the matter travels to the High Court or the Supreme Court, we will make our submissions before the Honorable Court. But we are hopeful that one day will come, Anand, when ASI survey will happen in this entire premises and the fact and the truth of the matter will come out.
Will come out. Scientific investigation is what you're saying. Final word, Harishankar ji. You wanted to say something when Vishnu was speaking, ji.
No, that is correct. That is correct. Only after scientific investigation, the truth will come out, and we are marching ahead toward truth. And one day will come, then there will be a glorious temple of Lord Shiva at that place.
Well, we have to
That is
see.
fine.
We have to wait for science to back what the Hindu Paksh has claimed, or the science to back what the Muslim Paksh claims. So there are arguments on both sides. Scientifically, if this is explored and studied, that's what the Hindu Paksh is saying. That's what the court is saying. To settle the matters, let's depend upon science to see what is there, what is the actual religious character, and do those structures exist, what are being claimed by the Hindu Paksh. Harishankar Jain ji and Vishnu Jain, thank you very much for joining us this evening on The Right Stand. Thank you very much.